Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Oops, I can hear myself twice. Let me turn that off. Sorry about that. Alrighty. What was I doing? Oh yeah, one more thing. Gotta fix so my camera's on correctly. Give me a moment. Oh, it's lagging. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? You can do it. Damn program. Why won't you work? Should be connected. Where is it? Video capture device. It's going to be this one. Okay, that's correct, but it needs to be on this. It's just seizing up. Awesome. Love to see it. Give me a second. Trying to make it so they don't see the background. Rather just blur it out or just not have it there altogether. But NVIDIA broadcast is being stubborn, so give me a moment. Sorry about that. Come on, you piece of shit. Just going to just turn this off completely. Remove. This is fun. Why is it being stubborn? Whatever. Maybe we'll just keep it like this then, huh? Alright. Let's move the camera a little bit. There we go. Would rather have it so that you guys don't see everything in the background, but what can we do? Well, I know what I can do. It's just the program's being stupid. Yeah, I'm trying to just remove this real quick. Turn off, and then maybe now it'll work. Come on, NVIDIA broadcast. I know you can do that. Maybe I can turn it off through my other task manager. Come on, you piece of junk. It is being stubborn. Sorry, folks. Give me a second. I'm trying to fix this so that way you can have a better viewing experience, or at least I can feel better about the viewing experience so you don't see all the clutter in my room. But NVIDIA broadcast is being very stubborn. I force quit everything else that NVIDIA was running, so maybe that'll help. Come on, I know you can do it. What? I don't care about the microphone. I want the camera. Oh, is it just being stupid? Looks like it. Alright, fuck it. We'll just do it as it is. Hopefully the clutter's not too terrible. Let's go ahead and make that smaller. Jeez, that's huge. Alright. So here we are. We're going to be beginning a new playthrough. we'll be doing a Grim Darkness run, which is essentially the equivalent of the last Alzanti challenge or an honor mode from in Baldur's Gate, where you have 1 life. Doesn't really make anything else more difficult. It's just, you know, gotta live with the choices we make, and we'll have to just deal with it. And if we die, we die. Lose the run. And we're going to be playing it on fair difficulty. This will allow us to have a harder challenge on top of it already having 1 life. Enemies will be more difficult. We'll gain momentum less. And yeah, I'm sure if you guys played this game so far, you guys have played on there. Or you guys have played on this mode. What's going on, Etienne Smith? How you doing today? Nice to see you. Hope you are doing well. I just got back from a business trip, so now I can finally stream and not feel like I get interrupted by anything. So I'm just moving the chat around so I can see it easier. Oh my god, and things keep snapping. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Still a novice at this. Oh my god, stop snapping, you piece of shit. Nope, don't go there. There we go. Alright. Oh shit, it says eat banana bread as well. I should probably call you that. What's going on, banana bread? Alright, so we're going to be playing on the unfair difficulty, as well as the Grim Darkness mode. Debating on making things even more difficult, but I also don't want to modify it because I want to make sure we get the achievements from just being on unfair and also being on the Grim Darkness mode. If we don't adjust anything, we should be able to get our achievements. And in the future, we'll probably do a full, like, slider run. That could be pretty fun. Alright, we're going to use our custom portrait. Don't know if I want to use that guy. Oops. Let's go back to him. Just because I like the little base of it. Yeah, it's good enough, I suppose. Currently playing some DAV. Thinking of afterward doing another Rogue Trader or Wrath of the Righteous run. Oh, is that Dragon Age? The Vanguard? I hear a lot of mixed things about it. A lot of the writing is really subpar. At least some clips I saw were like, what? Why would they include that? Why is that important? But each their own, I suppose. Oh, oops. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I have never played any Dragon Age yet, so honestly, I don't know. Maybe down the road we'll play it, but I just never played it myself. I think during when it was like the heyday of that is when I was playing a lot of WoW. Alrighty, so for this run, we'll be thinking about doing just a noble officer. We're going to be bossing around our allies and making them do our bidding. This is going to be more of a roleplay run, and I'm not going to just speed through things like I typically do. So we're going to actually read things, and I guess I'll have to voice act the best I can, even though I'm not a voice actor. So hopefully you guys don't mind that aspect. At least that way we can actually figure out what the fuck is going on in this story, and then people can relate to things. And then I feel like the most canon version of the Rogue Trader is to being a noble officer, so just very, very thematic and very suiting for this playthrough. And we're going to be doing an Iconoclast run, because I never do that. I usually do Dogmatic, or most of the time I just do Heresy. So we're going to try being a Disney princess over here, loving everybody, and being an Iconoclast, so we'll see how that goes. Good luck in my run. Thank you! Should be fun. Shouldn't be too bad. As for our origin, so we're going to be origin, we're going to definitely be a noble. We'll get bonuses to intelligence, which we don't really care about. Fellowship is important. Coercion and persuasion, also good. We get to make one of our companions be our servant at the beginning of any combat. Typically, we'll do this on Abelard, or we'll do it on Argenta or Cabela. Or perhaps even Yurliet down the road. Also, the other thing I'm going to do in this Iconoclast run is I don't really want to use any of the dogmatic people. So I'm going to try to avoid using Heinrichs. I'm going to try to avoid using Argenta. And when we get the option to replace them with other Iconoclast characters. Abelard is going to be a mainstay. Jai Hadari is going to be a mainstay. Yurliet. And I don't know who else I'm going to have for the last person. You'd like to play an origin you never tried before, like Priest or Commissar. Minnesota Priest is actually a lot of fun. It's really good in a lot of melee builds, especially in combination with the Death World. Cleansing Faith is a lot of fun. And you can either do a melee build, or you can also do like a ranged burst. Sorry, not ranged burst. Range area attacker, like a soldier build. It works really well. Diving into all the flame and melt weapons, but also the talents in the soldier tree that adds a lot of area damage. You can do an incredible amount of damage to the war. I want to say war priest because that's what I think of it from like Dawn of War and Warhammer. The warrior priest kind of build. Granted, Argenta is also the same kind of thing too, but she's obviously a ranged version, so you really can make her the AOE flamethrower build if you really wanted to. Or I think they would do really well in melee, especially as a blade dancer now. And then commissars, they're kind of just clunky, honestly. I mean, I guess so is the noble. Noble just needs a few more buffs, and then it'll be on par with the others. But the commissar, I think the mixed thing I have with it is like, I want them to be using the iconic like sword and pistol, like you know them to be in other media from Warhammer, or games even. But unfortunately, the officer doesn't really lend that playstyle very well. Unless you go like Officer Vanguard, but then if you do that, you're not going to really doing too much in melee as a Vanguard because you don't have all the goodies from Warrior. Because Officer doesn't really give you that. I don't know. Maybe we'll see something cool added in the next DLC. But until then, we'll see. But yeah, for this run, we're going to be doing the Noble. We'll be making Abelard or Argento or Yurliet, our servant, or Cabela even. Those will be all good targets for on theme, I guess. And then we can give him a little bit of extra AP and a little bit of movement. And then going back to our homeworld, there's a few options we can go with. Probably the most thematic version would probably be just the Imperial World. It's pretty simple. The Imperial World is one of the million planets, unified by the belief in the immortal god emperor, hailing from hyper-technological societies to grimy feudal populations. The inhabitants of countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the master of humanity, and the Imperial Creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are nevertheless part of the Imperium. What this will let us do is get a +10 in whatever stat we want, except for weapon skill and ballistic skill, which is unfortunate. But with this build, we probably do Fellowship, if we went this route. One of the main reasons I really like this origin for your noble officer is for the Ready to Serve. Whenever the Imperial World is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability, or affects an ally with such an ability, their resolve is increased according to your Fellowship bonus, and we're going to be having Sky High Fellowship. You got tired, or you liked your Noble Rogue Trader, you got tired running Psyker? Yeah, Psyker's really powerful. And definitely can get really annoying if you're getting bored of powerful builds. Not to say that other builds are not as powerful, but Psykers are just pretty nuts. And honestly, I don't mind them being nuts. It feels good compared to how it was when the game first launched, and Psykers kind of sucked because people kept complaining about the low Psi rating. Now they kind of reverted that, and now they're insane. So, you can only do so much in terms of balancing in that sense. I really like doing Imperial World for dogmatic runs, especially if you do No Heresy. You get extra crit chance and armor against Xenos and heretics and such. But unfortunately, your Lord Warp and Xeno will be 0, so you gotta be careful with that on what character you put that on. But then again, 10% crit isn't really amazing, so it's just a nice little flavor. Doing my part's kind of cool if you're the only character that has your combination of archetypes, I believe. Or at least one of your archetypes. So like say if we're a Master Tactician and nobody else is, then we would get it. However, another option would be Hive World. The more people around you, the more resolve you get, and then you also get some okay talents. Really, the one here that's notable is weapon personalization. It's pretty decent, but it's not worth, I think, picking this for your homeworld. You can do some other interesting shenanigans if you do Voidborn. Excuse me. If you pick the talent Be Smart, you can just ignore Fellowship altogether and just use Intelligence, and then go that route. Officer into Grand Strategist will let you use your Intellect bonus twice for all your abilities, which is kind of neat. And you can just put all your points in the Intelligence. Oh, Kuya hurt you? Was it on purpose or was it an accident?
With the block.
Was it on purpose or accident? Okay. I'll deal with it in a little bit, okay? Just go play somewhere else then. Can you close the door, please? You don't need a band-aid. You're not bleeding. You're fine. Ava, you're fine. Kids, man. Who's the beast on my shoulder? Was that my daughter you're talking about? Oh, right here, you mean? Honestly, I don't know. It's just probably just some kind of, I have no idea. Go here in the portraits. If they all have like something similar to that, I have no idea. It's probably, yeah, my bad. It's probably just the, I don't know, it's probably like those cats that you can find in the Janus planet. All right, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Voidborn shenanigans. But I think with this build, we're gonna go to Fortress World. It's definitely one of my favorite homeworlds, especially if you're playing a shooty type character. Anytime you kill something, you'll get stacks of your Never Stop Shooting. So whenever it becomes your turn, you have a percentage chance to get a free attack, which is fantastic. And then the cool thing about this, though, is if we give turns to other people, and then once they're take care of that extra turn, whether it's move, or just your bring it down turn, whenever it bounces back to your character, it'll have a chance to do the Never Stop Shooting proc every time. So even if we don't get it super sky high, there's still a good chance that we'll just have it, just having so many turns bouncing back to us, we have a good chance of getting those free turns. The other thing too is that we get stacks whenever we kill things, but then with the other talents down here for reloading or for familiar kickback, whenever we hit them with like a sniper attack, it'll do a good amount of damage. Or sorry, it'll add a good amount of stacks based on the damage or minimum shot from our sniper. So pretty good homeworld to be, especially for the build I have in mind for this character. All right, so we're going to be going with the Noble. And the other thing too, not only will we be buffing our servants with our stats whenever we designate them, but anytime we hit a target with our Noble, our servant gets bonuses to hit to them, basically. They get an extra crit chance. Which isn't super crazy, but it's still nice. But really, I like the stacking the characteristics here. But the chance to, the ability to make your characters do a little bit more crit is pretty nice. All right, so moving on to our Triumph. All of these are pretty solid to pick. They're all Fellowship dialogue things. I think we're going to go with the Apex of Brilliance here just to get the Persuasion. Because the Persuasion by ourselves is going to come up a lot more than the Commerce or Coercion. Well, the Coercion is pretty handy too. If we were doing a tanky Noble build, then I'd probably do Coercion because there's a really crazy armor in the game that scales off Coercion. But we're not doing that, so I'll probably just go with the Apex of Brilliance here. Your strong presence and persuasiveness stopped a feudal war between neighboring systems. Sounds kind of boring, but hey, that's extra. Isn't Cassia best for persuasion? Yes, probably, but I'm going to try to avoid using her in this playthrough because I'm sick of using her. She's so powerful. Honestly, you'll probably kill her off and get cooler Cassia in this playthrough. But I'm going to try to make this be a more RP and lore-centric, I guess, run, even though we're being a heretic and hanging out with Xenos. But in that sense, we're going to keep Cassie on the ship whenever possible. And plus, we're going to be running with myself as an officer, and then we're also going to be running with Jai. So we're not going to have any crazy OP Grand Strategist turns right off the bat. So that might be interesting as well. All right, so moving on. We got the Grim Portents for Lower Warp, Imperium, or Carouse. I think we'll take a penalty to Warp because this character's not using Lower Warp anyways. So, all right, and then we're going to be going with an officer. And before we actually begin this, I need to go see what the hell my kids are yelling about. Sorry about that, guys. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, the kids aren't not really yelling. They're just playing a little too much. Getting a little too excited. Alrighty, so for our stats, since we're going to be shooting things, we want our ballistic skill up, and since we're an officer, we want our fellowship up. Then what to do with our last few points here? We can go into perception to make sure we land our hits a little bit better. We could top off our willpower here because there is a few things that will benefit having willpower, but I'm not too worried about it. Same thing with intelligence; it'll buff our skills here. Might just round it off and just do agility, honestly. Or go back to our archetype. We can see what actually we can level up here on our levels. So we can increase our fellowship, our willpower, and our ballistic skill. And then most likely we're going to master tactician, which will be able to, where is it? There it is. Level up our ballistic skill, fellowship, agility. Okay. So we're not going to have many opportunities to increase our agility or our perception. So maybe we'll just round up the perception instead. Keep that up there. And then we'll keep the agility at 35 for now. Of course, we can always pick up the talents later to allow us to create or to increase our stats whenever we want. The reason I want to increase our agility, though, is so we can increase our initiative order. Granted, and I'm also trying to avoid using the Grand Strategist here to not use the first turn cheese. So I guess in that sense, we're making the run a little bit harder on ourselves. All right, let's get the good name here. Where is it? I know you can give it to me. I'm too lazy to type it in myself. Not increase my toughness? Why would I increase my toughness? We're not a tanky character. We're going to be hiding behind our minions. You know what? We'll do the Apex Predator ship. Alright, and as for our name... Exactly! Abelard! Protect me! Let's make sure we get the right drip here. What looks good? What looks good? Kind of like the green cooks. Kind of matches what my friend did for our art here. I think we go green. Yeah, green it is. Alright, well, let's see if we can actually survive this run. I'm sure we will, but maybe we'll overcome any hardships we find. Okay. And again, this is going to be an RP run, more or less, so we're not going to be skipping things, or at least we're going to try my best. I'm going to try my best to not skip, because I have a tendency to just try to skip through things, just like you probably do whenever you play your games, or whether it's like Baldur's Gate or this one, you know, just you've done it so many times, you just want to skip over it. But this time, I'm actually going to take the time. We're going to read everything, so we get as much lore as possible, and then that way people who haven't played the game can just see it and kind of get the idea of what's going on. I'm also going to try to actually record some of this stuff for an actual long-form video, similar to my Necromancer run from the solo Necromancer. So that way it's kind of like a what's the word? Just a run where I just narrate it for you guys, so that way you guys can enjoy it. Probably do summaries and all that stuff, because this is a really long-ass game, so I'm not going to try to do the whole thing of everything. Alright. Just turn off my sound on my phone. Should be good to go. Give me a second. Okay. Feels so weird not skipping through all these cutscenes too.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say?
Excuse me. Let me just lower this. Okay. Oopsies. I have to turn it down. That just sounds really pretentious. Let's do it. All this ostentatious luxury, this laughable pretense. It is enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than to glorify.
An interesting perspective. However,
We're full of ourselves
allow
here.
me to offer you a bit of advice. In the interests of your own well-being, you should frame your thoughts with greater piety. Demonstrating such a lack of care.
Let's see if I can actually get this thing to finally work. Nope, it's being stubborn. Sorry, give me a second. Why won't it? Oh my god, this thing's annoying. So I want to fix the camera thing. It's bugging me when I look on the side of my screen. Okay. I know you can work, you dumb thing.
Certain people, as evidence of insufficient trepidation before the God Emperor, the master of humanity.
Okay. Try reinstalling the application. Oh yeah, great. Nothing works. Cool. Alright, whatever. We'll ignore it. Sorry about that. I just merely criticized the talentless architects of this place, nothing more.
I understand, but the particularities of my craft have made me a perceptive individual, capable of seeing through to the root of things.
Can you guys hear it okay?
Unlike
the game, I mean?
of his devout servants. Trust me, your words could easily be interpreted a different way, especially by one inclined to do so.
Okay, can. Is it a little too quiet, the game sound, I mean? So we could turn it up a little bit.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Super pretentious. Duke Remortis Eis Venuria, de Val of Calaxis. You may call me Your Grace.
My deepest respects to you, Your Grace. A noble of the Imperium. It's been a long time since Providence last brought such eminent guests aboard this vessel.
He smiles faintly, but you're not sure it is directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodore von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You say I'm one of the Rogue Trader's heirs, so there's another candidate.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Lord Captain, a strange title for the Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the Gold Emperor's service. And therefore, it is sacrosanct.
That's the name of the new DLC coming out. Looking forward to that one. Alright, assume you had a goal.
Of course. I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Okay.
Victory awaits!
We gotta start over. I have the wrong voice. It's gonna drive me nuts. Well, next time we'll skip through all that. My bad. All right. Oh man, how embarrassing.
New challenge for me.
All right, switch to you. Go to custom portrait. Voice. I want the pragmatic. I want to sound like Sean Bean. Damn it.
Time to reap the spoils of the battle.
All right, Fortress World. Noble. Effects of Brilliance. Grim Portents. Officer. Points into ballistic skill. Points into fellowship. Even up the perception by 1 point, and then we'll do 1 point into agility. Come on. Too late to type it myself. Give me a good one. There we go. This time we'll skip right to where we were. So, no listening to all that stuff. My apologies there. How are y'all doing tonight? Hope you guys are doing well. Oh, is it picking up the damn kids? My apologies again. Hopefully we got no interruptions now. Oops. Skip, skip, skip.
In your
Is there money to be made?
There we go. Now we got the Sean Bean. The sacred mechanism has been interfered without due reverence. The duration of the data process cycle has tripled. It's over here. A candlelit altar with a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex something. What was that? Oh, the Lex Imperialist. Alright. Let's make our way over here.
one of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Where can I get my power claw?
To arms!
Alright, we've been ambushed. Go ahead and make him our servant, even though we can't really do anything with him.
I'll see to it personally.
Okay. Now we're going to tactically hide behind Kunrad over here, so that way he doesn't come for us.
I don't need luck. I have strategy.
Oh no, we missed. And he has insane dodge, so.
Don't let your guard down.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
All right. Spread out. No one is allowed to enter the premises. Stations.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
He gives us a curt bow.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Let's make our way over there. You got the different items on display there.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
We're going to survey the room. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervous twitching fingers and the face twisted by a slight tic and the jerky movements are signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelard, Theodora von Valancia's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Behind the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth, bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interests first. No matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Aeon 6 would be mine.
Yes. Now I see the blood of the dynasty in your veins. Greed disguised as pride and vanity. What say you to that, Edelthrad? There is an answer that is quite different from yours, isn't it?
Perhaps I have not yet acquainted myself with all the intricacies of serving on the frontier. But my loyalty to the God Emperor forbids even a shadow of such thoughts. Heresy, whatever form it might take, must be exterminated. And there can be no place for base ambitions.
See if I can put
I
this
know
on
these
without
tenets well. Unlike our new
hitting my
acquaintance.
nose. Come on. I know you can do it. Trying to bounce it on my glasses so it's not smashing my nose. I look kind of stupid with these on now, don't I? Oh well. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do, Ethelred.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
Was it not you who sent for me?
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lick-spittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
One of? Does this mean there are other heirs?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you.
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose.
Oh, yes. You would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself.
Excuse me. Ooh.
As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Just kidding. I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
All right, we've been ambushed.
For now.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Chaos guides me.
The will of chaos.
Taking calculated risk is in my second nature. The best
First.
defense is a good offense. I refuse. I won't compromise my principles.
We'll make her be our servant.
I bring ruin.
A tactically sound approach.
Death to the heretics! Brace yourself, Traveler!
Rip. Luckily, they're gonna finish the fight for us.
Follow my lead.
It's as good as done.
So glad we're actually able to contribute to this wonderful fight.
I took care of this one.
Oh man, I don't think they would have been able to beat this without us.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
I say, what's happening?
From what we have seen, I can speculate that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. Such episodes are not uncommon among voidsmen who have found themselves outside the boundaries of real space, though such episodes seldom spill onto other decks.
The casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I will need a direct channel to the engine seer prime before I can get a sense of what we are up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them.
What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Okay.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Making our way.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, hold yourself together.
Hang on a second. I'm trying to make it so it doesn't slide. Maybe that's better.
What,
Did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Mutiny, but who can attempt a mutiny here in the warp?
Lunatics, fools, heretics. This ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
And me.
If I may, Lord Captain, Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I shall do everything in my power.
Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out.
It feels weird not skipping all this, honestly.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I have a proposition. Since I am the more important person here, you can go into the front to shield me from potential threats.
Oh, certainly. Lady Theodora would be devastated if she were to lose one of her precious heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen. You are consumed by an unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. I promised you a special destiny, Remortis. It is time to fulfill it. That's rude.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the warrant chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you. We are in the anteroom of the warrant chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel. An ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Okay. Will you let me join you? We could take the warrant from Theodora together.
I may consider it. Once you've done what I need you to do.
I'll help you as long as you spare my life.
There's a good boy. Then go to the Sentinel at the gates of the warrant chamber and fulfill your destiny. I had hoped to feed Edelthrat to the machine. He is the one who caught Theodora's eye, after all. But since procuring him has proved difficult, you will have to do.
In the gateway arc, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, which is a mindless cybernetic drones created from a fusion of human flesh and robotic technology used to carry out simple manual tasks. An obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Then do a tech use check. We succeed. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator, which immediately catches your eye as a strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic, which is an incredibly rare and powerful piece of technology from humanity's ancient past. So it's probably just like a Windows monitor or something. Something silly like that. The servitor on the gate begins to move with the screeching and groaning of metal. It leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drone-like shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to your right of you lights up, showing you strings of mysterious symbols on the green background. Let's examine it. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you're used to. Its skin covering it stitched together with copper thread, and its metal hinges in place of standard joints. It seems the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure the service of this unit would be much longer than that of ordinary automatons. Alright, let's go ahead and place our hand in his mouth. The Sentinel's jaw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo monitor pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is this a sentinel, the cogitator? Is it a fragment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
Yeah, I do require assistance.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
There is still another way.
Check on the warrant chamber. This is basically our giant hall pass from the Emperor to basically do whatever the fuck we want to help establish stuff on the outer rim. So at this peak. Let it be known that by my will and the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade, and bestow upon them their dynasty to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by diversity. To walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost. To triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns through something greatness. I went a little too fast.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Yeah, it's not going to answer me, so leave me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Keep your wits about.
Let's go over here and close the door.
Master! Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
Kunrad is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of the plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor! I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
He openly admitted to being the mastermind of the mutiny.
Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretic... I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Oh boy. We got ourselves a revolver, a sword, and then a body glove. And we'll go ahead and put this med kit on Abelard, and we're going to heal ourselves.
Look no further. This wound will make a fight. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the lower decks are teeming with heretics, instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I think they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
I'm not going to go through all this dialogue, but I just want to do some of the choices that make sense for RP. How'd you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
Loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home! And with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved.
Are my nectar of the ruinous powers?
Run, fools, or fall!
All of you will bleed!
Dang. Bad initiative. Let's go ahead and just scoot on back a little bit.
Chaos guides me. Chaos guides me. Out of my way. I serve the ruinous powers.
Alright. We're going to go ahead and cast You Serve Me. This will give Abelard some boosts whenever we use other abilities on him. And then if he attacks the same thing that we do, he gets a higher percent crit chance. So we're going to buff him with that. And then we'll give him Voice of Command, which is the officer ability, to give him more stats, and then if we had other abilities, we can combine them with it. That's fine. Alright. How do we want to do this? I think let's go here. Alright. We'll charge at this guy.
It will be done.
And then at these two.
I will do my duty. Reduce to dust.
And then we'll use our passive, or sorry, our brace for impact naval officer ability to get a little bit of deflection here. Not that we really need it, but you never know.
Death to non-believers.
And lucky for us, they went for Abelard, not us.
You never stood a chance.
Chaos guides.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Slice,
This one.
charge. Of course we missed. Why wouldn't we? Alright. Easy day. Get us some loot. I think this is a little bit better. I don't know, not really. Okay, never mind. Go ahead and level up here. We're going to increase our persuasion on our main character. On Abelard, we're going to increase athletics.
I always have a backup plan.
Moving on. Do the Navigator Sanctum. While I munch on some more chips.
The navigators.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded sun
and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Master, watch your head. Idira,
That was a
would
bug.
it be too
None of the
much to
evil's out
ask
of it.
that you phrase your soothsaying plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valensis. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurts. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
You guys hear me munching? I apologize if you do. Normally my headset isn't
You don't mean
that sensitive. I see it lighting up every time I'm crunching, so I apologize for that.
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we save the navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Officers frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officers' deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officers' deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little long.
Blast it. You're right.
Sorry, these are taking forever.
First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
Alright, let's just do this.
How?
Even my patience is like, alright. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. Switch.
My whispers crave entertainment. Your doom has been foretold.
You will make a suitable sacrifice.
Farewell. Was it you? Or
Go ahead and just buff up Abelard as usual. Hit that guy, I guess.
Mocking me.
Swing. Charge. Granted, I did a prompt attack of opportunity, but I don't care.
On it.
Oops.
Don't you dare leave us now.
Oopsies.
I'll see to it, but never let me down. Let's make it quick.
Alright, just go ahead and charge him.
One fewer target.
Probably shouldn't have done it point blank. Now she has a wound. It's probably gonna
I
be
believe
annoying.
Master of a Spider still lives.
Alright, I'm gonna kind of skip through this because this guy's dying. This is taking forever. What's this one? Moving points. Okay, that's not so bad. Alright, let's make our way to the officer deck. I'll take off the glasses. That's just hurting my cheeks. Ooh, I forgot. My kid's Halloween candy's right next to me. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, I'll eat some of this.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these.
Shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my emperor.
Sister Argenta. Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
I am Remortis von Valencius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. It abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelstrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
I am no traitor, sister. You can be assured of that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic. Through this door, I shall join you.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretic. Good.
Alright, let's go. Get a slight upgrade to our revolver here. Then we'll go to the next area. I don't even need that little crappy auto gun. Go to the end of the hall here first and pick up whatever this goodie is.
Left in the dust.
Then make our way this way. I probably shouldn't have skipped that. Whatever.
Over there.
Did I mention that my whispers tell me jokes? Jokes that once said aloud.
Your demise is already calculated. Your Emperor won't save you!
Oops. Okay.
God Emperor, move through me. Fire in my heart. Strike is a prayer.
But of course.
Zap.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Reinforcements.
Will do.
Go ahead and buff Abelard.
I serve the ruinous power.
I am your doom.
This time we're gonna go ahead and buff Argenta.
On it. I'm ready for whatever comes.
We'll shoot that direction. Ah, we actually hit something.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. It will be
And shoot that way.
Rejoice in battle. As the Emperor commands, I act.
There is movement in the Empyrean. Not this Scryer's job.
To the weak.
Let's make some opportunities.
Now we'll buff Abelard. Okay. Yeah, didn't think we were gonna hit him. Go ahead with the cleave. And then we're gonna charge off to the side. Oh, maybe not.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor
Let's just
commands,
fight that guy.
none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Any.
Be gone. It's nothing.
I don't need luck. I have strategy. I'll make it open.
As I just randomly shoot things. Big strategy.
That's not the Seneschal's job.
Oh, come on.
You're back and call.
Just one square off. Oh, that works.
They who discern the future on the battlefield. Will do.
Okay, easy fight. That's to be expected.
Is there money to be made?
Alright, just confirming. Yep, we're on fair. And Grim Darkness, okay.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Okay, let's get our goodies. Got some tech gloves, so we have a slightly higher chance.
That's how it's done.
Even at a 93% chance, there's a good chance we'll fail because some of these percentages are feel like XCOM percentages.
Always keep my options open.
Any luck?
Success is the only
Yes, it
outcome
is.
I accept.
Okay, let's get our Meltas. Oopsies, not that one. Let's do this.
That's how it's done.
What is that? Shotgun? Let's go ahead and equip that. Probably should have put it on Abelard. Actually, yeah, we should definitely put it on Abelard. What am I thinking? Okay. On our way. Over here to grab this little bit of loot. I guess we should grab all the loot from all the people we just killed.
Keep your wits about you.
And then we'll move on to the next area and we get our level up. All percentages are just percentages. Yes, very true.
I better myself through my service.
Alright, bring it down. It's going to give us extra turns on whoever we deem. Endure. It's going to reduce the damage we take. Exposed weakness. We can turn our exploits to reduce people's armor. Revel and Slaughter. Once we get kills, we can get a stacking buff that makes her even killier.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Alright, we're going to go ahead this way first. Come on.
Just as I
Hey, look at that. We did it. And we're going to get presented with our first dilemma.
Implant was a worthwhile investment.
Or say alignment dilemma. Excuse me. The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You were surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps. And then you see the figure walk out of the fire towards you. It is Theodora von Valancius.
Are you lost, my heir?
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
I doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible. For your worldview is but an iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees. But I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you. That power over reality.
Indeed.
I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Do not listen to this abomination. There is naught but his light in your heart. If you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel. What are we waiting for?
Alright, so this is going to be an iconoclast run, so we're going to save the people here. You look away and the illusion breaks. The unbearable heat instantly makes your skin burn, and the voices of the people around you, or beyond the shroud of the smoke, grow stronger. And hopeful once you and your companions rush back, barking orders and guiding the survivors. In your determination, you completely forget about Theodora, and when you turn your head, you see nothing but the bellowing fire. Back, fall around, we will go around.
Rise to the top, or get left in the
Where
dark.
did go? That was standing in front of us in the fire.
We're going to use our ballistic skill here, and shoot this down. Huzzah! We did it! We get a little item over here. I think Dogmatic Run can do it too.
Too late! We are too late! Or perhaps Edelthrad and his escort never made it here.
Or they could be fighting on the bridge as we speak.
My lord, I beg your pardon for interrupting. The people are asking for orders. You came back to save us. So now we will follow you through thick and thin.
To the bridge. If Edelthrad is there.
Yeah, okay.
Is there money to be made?
Let's get going. Get out of this damn prologue. Alright. Now we make our way to the bridge. Well, to the officer's deck first. Or sorry, her private quarters first.
Pay attention.
We'll go ahead and grab all these goodies first. This clearly does not serve as a stateroom. The generators, machines, and crude. I didn't read it all. Oh well. We'll be alright.
I always keep my options open.
Guess we'll increase our logic at the moment since we're the smartest person on the team. To the Lord Captain's quarters. Let's go take a bath. No, guess not. Oh no, she is dead.
Keep your wits about you.
Well, let's go ahead and loot her blind while she doesn't need this stuff anymore. We'll take it off her back. Okay, let's go ahead and investigate. The murder scene looks like something. Oh, what's it? Theodore von Valencia's body is sprawled on a large, blood-drenched desk. The Archmilitant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere. It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Archmilitant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll...
An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the Archmilitant's weapon is off. The killer must have been in a split second quicker than he. Go back and study her body. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto pistol shot, an extraordinary accurate one at that. Leodore's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye, a heap of blood, spattered parchments, and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. You lean down for a closer look. You notice something else, small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Inspect the shards by the desk. It is difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can just ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent, rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. Which is, like flame, fuel. What do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces, drawing closer. Tainted witchcraft.
Let's inspect the papers. Esteemed Theodora, a change in circumstances has demanded your immediate assistance in our mutual cause. Forthwith, upon receiving this letter and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart for the Reichad system. One of my acolytes, Interrogator Heinrich von Kalix, operates there at this present time. Upon your arrival in the system, you will, without delay, make contact with them and offer any assistance required of you. After which, you will provide him passage to the Furibunda system aboard your ship. On footfall, the interrogator will remove himself from your presence to await further instructions. Anticipating any questions you may have, I will stress that the nature of the interrogator von Kalix's activities on Reichad Minoris is of no concern to you. If required, Van Kalix himself will disclose the details of his mission. May the Emperor's light be with you. XC. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodore von Valentius, signed with the seal of the Holy Ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, Xenos, and other enemies of humanity. Alright, let us be on our way.
The crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
I wonder if she ever finds out. Or if you have to tell her.
The whispers are getting louder.
Surrender to the dark powers!
Okay. Let's just start with the charge. Then strike both these guys.
It will be done. Reduced to dust.
Nice. Okay. We'll go ahead and do Argenta here. Make her my servant, do voice of command. Let me see. Can I kill him from here? Maybe from over here. Ah, still pretty horrendous. Wow, we missed everything. Oh shit, I hit the wrong button. Damn it. I should have done a single attack instead of the burst there, because then we could have used our extra turn.
I'll do it. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. As the Emperor commands, I act.
That is not my destiny. On it. Will do. But of course, what an unfortunate turn of fate.
Okay.
Not foresee this.
Ow. That was not very nice.
Than this in my time. Victory is imminent.
Okay. Let's go ahead and just give her an extra turn now.
I refuse.
Don't let your guard down. I'll see to it personally.
Move over on this side, and then we'll try to do that. Okay. Nothing crazy.
Was it you? Or
Cleanses the body.
Go ahead and charge. Swap the shotgun and shoot him in the face.
It will be done.
Beautiful.
On it.
And we'll actually have Avalar attack again. Shoot.
Doubt is for the weak.
Okay. And her turn. Go ahead and just kill it.
anything else?
Psychic blast. Ooh, that's a weird graphic bug. Alright, we're gonna level up. We get our ultimates, we get our finest hour, so we can get more turns and whatnot. What do we want for the first one? I think we do want lingering or lasting impression. And we can get half the stat bonuses. And then also, excuse me, get our buffs on them if they get out of our line of sight. Let's do thick skin. Her, I used to do point blank, but then I didn't realize it didn't work on the burst. It only works on area attacks. And we don't have an area gun just yet. So we'll probably just do... Oh, we can't even get rapid reload. Oh, I guess no, we can get rapid reload. Rapid reload it is. I was thinking of the rapid fire thing. Alright, as for you... We want... Is it continuous? Oh, passive learning. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and loot. Gonna get a little bit more toughness here on Abelard since he's a dummy. So we can get his toughness up. And then I guess we could use a med kit on Adira. Get rid of that injury. Fortunately, she still has a trauma. Okay, they got med kits. Let's put another one on you just in case. Another one on you just in case. Okay, I think we're good. Make our way out of this damn prologue. Unless we get some really bad RNG. But because we were Iconoclast and saved those soldiers earlier, they will help us on this fight. So maybe that'll help us. Maybe it won't.
The first sacrifice opens the second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Help has arrived. Too late to change the tide, I'm afraid. But if there is any honor in you, we can at least die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue trader.
She won't be joining us.
The rogue trader. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot with...
I've seen it before. We'd better get words worthy of a... save the lofty one.
Then we have no right.
Alright. Sometimes the soldiers help with the minions. Yeah, it's only if you do the Iconoclast choice before, during the fire scene. If you do the heretic or dogmatic choice, they will die and they won't help you. So you have to save the people. Void Gear, you duplicitous cur. The rogue trader's death will be avenged. How you doing today, Silent Scope? Nice to see you, by the way. I've been away for a little bit. I had a work trip and I got back yesterday. Got a little time today to do a little stream, so here we are. I was doing a bit of homework I had to catch up on for college, and got my brain was starting to fry, so took a break from doing that, and here we are.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
You just got back from Japan? Oh, hell yeah. All I find the stream was an editing PC is crapped out. Oh no, that sucks, dude. What were you doing in Japan? I actually got orders to go to Japan pretty soon. I'm looking forward to that. I was there back in April as well. Love Japan. Alright, let's go ahead and buff Chenta. Kira. I think, no, we need to have you go here, you here, you're over here. Alright, Argento, you're gonna serve me.
I'll see you consider this a taste of what's to come. I'll make it happen.
Let's just get a bit better position.
Guided by faith. Faith strike is a prayer. This is unacceptable.
Okay, good hit, good hit.
I'll do it.
Honestly, let's just go ahead and, oh, I can't. It's not in my line of sight. Unfortunate. In that case, Adira. Probably shouldn't have wasted it on her, but whatever. Oh, come on. Wow, what a turn. Big turn.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the
Okay.
fire in my heart. As they eradicated.
Hopefully he doesn't go for Argenta. If he does, we're fucked. Okay, good. Oh shit, he doesn't have a sword out. That's not good. Go ahead and do our med. He was there for a fighting game tournament for XCOM versus SNK2. Run by a buddy of mine. So a lot of our... Oh, hell yeah. What part of Japan were you in, dude? Sounds like a lot of fun.
At your beck and call. It will be done.
Oh, perfect. They killed the guy who we needed to kill.
Faced worse than this. Who if not me?
Go ahead and
This as good as done.
give him an extra turn. Let's go ahead and shoot.
I will do my duty.
Oh shit, he actually did shoot him. Or move him away. Yeah, I was actually kind of worried about that. Okay. Let's move away from him. And just go nuts.
Will do.
Let's go ahead and reduce his armor the best we can. Not a ton, but it's something.
What is this foreboding?
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna hit. It's gonna knock you away or not? Ooh, it did. And we charge. And we're gonna do our brace for impact. Oh hell, you're in Tokyo. Dude, I love Tokyo. Good place. You also got to go to Disney. That's fun. Excuse me.
I'll get to it personally.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I don't want to burst attack there because Abelard's in the incorrect positioning.
Rejoice in battle.
I don't want to accidentally hit him. Yeah, fuck it. They'll be fine.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. I will not.
Just keep lowering his armor.
On it.
Okay. What's up, Minecraft Martian? How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Next time I plan to do a bit in Osaka, so I can see Universal Studios there for sure. Yeah, I got orders to go there in the spring, so I'm looking forward to that. Should be a good time.
I will do my duty.
I'll brush this off.
Okay.
Faith is why I was chosen. Power resides in the will of the
These are LT here. Go nuts.
I'll do
At least as nuts as we can. And then kill it.
the Emperor.
There we go. Easy day. Orders to Osaka? No, to Japan. Yokosuka. Alright, level up. Obviously max our fellowship. Now we have our first common talent. There's quite a few options we can go with. Most likely I'll probably go spare magazine because reloading sniper rifles is going to be expensive to do. I think that's what we're going to be doing. It's just getting the free reload. Get our hands on a better weapon as well. So spare magazine it is. I used to be stationed in Yokosuka. Were you Navy as well, Shreemasher? We'll go ahead and get clenched teeth and increase our toughness. Idira. Intelligence, perception. We'll do will or perception first, so we can get our skills up in our Awareness checks. Speaking of which, maybe I skip, since we're on Grim Darkness and on Unfair. Probably don't want to use her stuff. Oh, 13 years ago. Nice. Are you still in now? Or you got out? Increase our awareness here. For you, ballistic skill. You got rapid reload already. Probably Rack and Ruin, or no, we're gonna do integrity. I like that one a lot, actually. You got out for a career change? That's funny. Because that's why I joined the Navy, so I could be at a career change. I used to be a chef for quite a while. Can I leave that there?
I always keep my options open.
Yeah. Rival.
Now I do cybersecurity stuff sometimes.
Restore the Vox channel to the navigator's sanctum. Ready the
Yeah, I'm not. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of this damn prologue. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing, while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle.
What do you want with me?
This violent vow to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see
Well, we just started at the moment, so it's not too bad.
on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Or you just mean in a general sense. Unfair can be pretty challenging, but it's not nearly as bad as Unfair on Wrath of the Righteous, if you played that game.
Will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of
I never realized that he cycled through all the party members. I guess he didn't do Argenta.
Sure. The navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means
The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
What's the goal of this build? It's probably going to be Officer, Master Tactician, Sniper, most likely. In this playthrough, I'm avoiding using Cassia. I'm going to avoid using... Well, we might actually use Cooler Cassia, maybe. But I'm going to avoid using Grand Strategist as well, so that should be interesting. And we're going to try to mostly do the Iconoclast team, I guess you could say. So be Abelard, Jai, Irliet, and I don't know who the other person will be. Because I want to do a post eventually, either on Reddit or YouTube or whatever, make a video and just kind of show like teams for different convictions. Like you have the dogmatic team where you use Heinrichs, Argenta, Ulfar, Cabela, and Pascal, I suppose, or Cassia as well, because she's also dogmatic. So you can kind of interchangeably use them. Obviously, Ulfar won't be till later. And then say if you were to do a heretic playthrough, where you could use Cabela since you can corrupt her, Adira, I guess Pascal technically, because spoilers for that. And then I guess the other two secret companions if you really wanted to use them, or Mars High. And then obviously you could do different builds for your main character. Like I think for the dogmatic playthrough, I think Imperial World Synctic Psyker character could be really fun for that playthrough. Whereas a Pyromancer could be good for Heretic. I guess it could be good for dogmatic as well. And then for Iconoclast, it's all about, you know, Disney princess, everybody gets along, Xenos, blah, 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 freedom. I mean, really, that's not what it is about, but I'm just exaggerating here. So this build, yeah, it'll probably be like a sniper build, but as an officer master attack. Probably using Xeno weapons, just comboing stuff with either Abelard or Cabela or Yurliet when we get her. But I'm going to be avoiding using Argenta and the dogmatic characters in this run as well. So I'm not try not to use Cassia if I can avoid it. Not going to use Heinrichs because well, I never really liked him anyways. Not going to use Argenta if I can avoid it as well because she's just really good. I mean, so is Cabela too. But we'll see. Just started using the Blade Dancer today, and she is wild. She sure is. Blade Dancer is really good. Maybe a little too good, but it's really good. All right, let's go ahead and get this taken care of.
We could tell us now. Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As first officer, it is my duty.
Hey, Zeratos, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I was on a work trip for this last weekend or so, and also catching up on a lot of schoolwork I've been neglecting. So now I finally have a little time to stream. I'm not gonna stream out too much longer tonight because it is a work day, but I have a 4-day weekend coming up for Veterans Day, so that's fun. So we'll probably stream on one of these days in the weekend, maybe multiple even. Maybe we'll continue streaming this game, or maybe we'll stream a different game. Depends what people are feeling. So probably got one more full run through in me for this game till the next DLC comes out, and then probably give this game a break and then move on to something else in the time being. Really looking forward to the DLC. Looking forward to the DLC for Total War. So I love me some greenskins, and I hear that's what the next DLC is going to be for. So that sounds fun.
By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin.
Can you imagine if I just say stop? I refuse, and then we credit for it.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live. The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived, and through the strength of his resolve, saved those who were counting on him for protection.
Okay. The DLC got pushed into 2025? Yeah, that is correct. And yeah, I do hear about that. We're going to get the 1.3 patch in December. Curious how that's going to be. And I'm also curious if I should do some updated builds for it. We'll see. I need to see the patch notes first before I make the decision. Otherwise, I might wait until the DLC to do some stuff. We'll see. Hi, Ava. Taking a bath? Oh. Okay, have fun. You must now hold your first officer's briefing with the whole new role, blah, 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 blah. How do we come to so many officers? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on board was their own Masters of Whispers. Alright, let's just some of them. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers. You've been granted an honor. Lord Captain Remortis von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you will introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your lordship. Vigdis Syria Otta of the Ptolemy line, our new Voxmaster. Which is, kind of like walkie-talkies or phones, I guess you can call it. It is an honor to serve your lordship, the Voxmaster offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Raver, the Master Helmsman. Oh, that's a she? I never knew that. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. Hell, Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, High Factorum Janrus Danrook, who oversees supplies, procurements, and the general material well-being of the ship. It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust with me all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for artillery aboard. The Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent extinguished fires on the ship. And lastly, the Drive Master, servant of the Omnissiah. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drive Master often offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the text priest's mechadendrites. Is that everyone? Unfortunately, our Choir Master and esteemed Zachary Weiss, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He is in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Weiss has been in trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the Von Valancius Protectorum and inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Kunrad Voigtvir's treachery. I will deliver a report to your lordship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it is possible to do so. It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention could not join us at the briefing, Master-at-Arms and Confessor Adalbert. The eminent Adalbert must see to the funeral services being held for the fallen officers, of whom there are many, for him to take leave of the chapel. And Mistress Sauerbach, who has replaced her late predecessor as Master-at-Arms, is currently leading the search for any surviving agents of Voigtvir. All others present are our adjutant secretary's deputies. They are here to make a record of the proceedings. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Yes, Lord Captain. I can report that all fires across all decks have been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew Casualties have been completed. The result has been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factorum. High Factorum, we have the report. I'm not reading that. Drive Master, I'll hear from you now. Lord Captain, the foes that set in motion this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah. But its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer Prime Overseer and Spiritual Authority to all tech we support fell in battle. The Magus has betrayed by the little flesh that remained a part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals to that of the fallen Magus. We require replacement as soon as possible. I see. Thank you. Master Helmsman? Neat. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and firearm toll, but just ask anyone. We've got no able crew, nor Lord Captain. You forget yourself. So what? The ship's in ruins, every second officer's dead, and now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence! Seize the mutineer. And we're going to do that kind of class option. Okay. Oops. To summarize, we've sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new Engineer Prime and Navigator. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing our voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that you will not be able to end of our trials. That will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first seeing to these three immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system in which we are currently find ourselves? We are in the Rykat star system, and our voyage here is undertaken on the orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies of the system, and attempted to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Noblite station has not simply failed to answer it, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system. And Rykat Menors itself is also not responding to our hails. But the most alarming is that our augurs have interpreted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go onto the planet in the Navis Noblite station and find out what is going on. Thank you for your reports. Dismissed. Tree Smasher, if I was a rogue trader, I'd demand a food guy on the bridge who makes you pizza and nachos. That would be awesome. Your lordship, there's one other thing, a confidential matter, the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to the system for a reason. She was given a secret mission. Or commission. You perhaps were wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I should tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Cornus Expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter of Theodora's desk. It was signed XC, referring to the console of that note, I presume? Yes, quite right. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, which we already know because we read that. Dear Sister Argenta, please explain yourselves. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Daybreak. Bring the witch to a heel. Tla, cease your buffoonery immediately and report the situation, or report the reason for your intrusion. Damn it, your lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak, or maybe it's dawn. And it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of a valuable from form of the single word. Can you please tell us anything, Mr. Slass? No, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, alright? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you'll benefit from these as well. If there is nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. Lord Captain, if I may see you for just one more moment of your time, the matter is rather delicate, as it concerns trophies that were left after the battle of the ship. One trophy in particular, I should say. I retrieved a blade fragment from one of the bodies on the bridge, a curious article. I saw the need to keep it safe in case it should be of interest to you. Now, we are doing an Iconoclast playthrough, but I do like the story of the blade. So maybe I'll hold on to it. Or not. Yeah, I'll hold on to it. Okay. First things first, let's go into our quarters and get our goodies. Okay. Let's get some more characteristics on us. Dope looking cape. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this heirloom auto pistol, I suppose. Wrath of St. Drusus, why not? I like that one. There we go. Kind of looking like ourselves here. Almost. Who's the highest resolve? That is me. Okay. Oh, I can take one now. The strands of fate are fragile, yet woven together they are strong. Not everyone is destined to see this voyage through to its end, but no one will be forgotten. I want to see somebody from my retinue. Let's see... Abelard. Lord Captain, what a fortunate rarity to find you at leisure. Since you have nothing else to occupy your time, I will give you a lecture on the history of House von Valancius. I would not be doing my duty if I did not start from the beginning. Oh, suddenly I don't feel so well. How is Master Tactician Sniper? Isn't it better with bursts? Yes and no. It's different. So it's Master Tactician's good for bursts to generate more tactical advantage. Here, let me just get through this real quick. Alright, let me show you. So honestly, we'll probably be switching between burst and with that actual sniper. So we got our archetypes, we got a master tactician here. Let's go to our talents. So things like, yeah, it seems like Dawn of Victory. Every critical hit scored by you will get you momentum, which is great. Because the other thing too is whenever you gain momentum, is you get more stacks of Master Tactician. Or at least the main passive there. But if you press the advantage, you empower your next attack to deal 4% additional damage for every stack of the tactical advantage you have. So the idea is to stack a ton of your stacks of press the advantage and then use it in a nice big sniper strike. Granted, you probably could make some use of it on the full burst too, like you can with the Dira, or not Dira, Jai. But you'll see when we get there. It's pretty fun. And I'll be using a bunch of different abilities. We'll be doing a lot of stuff in tandem with Yurliet. We're not going to be using Cassia, as I mentioned before, so we got to keep that in mind. It should be interesting if we actually get a turn, because, if we're not using Cassia, we're not going to be having a Grand Strategist. And I'm also going to avoid using Grand Strategist in general, so we'll see how that goes. But first, we actually need a sniper, so let's go find one. Oh, man. So we're going to go to Uruk 5. Alright. Blah, 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 blah. We'll talk to the station. Lord Captain, reporting the Heralds of the Nephis Nublight continue to maintain Vox silence, perhaps due to Uruk 5 being off limits to visitors. We intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Novice Noblite House requires aid and therefore cannot respond to our transmissions. Contact the station again. I will negotiate personally. They don't reply, even after official greeting by the rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. Order the Augur crew to scan the station. The officers from the Augur crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information isn't precise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. Alright, we'll go ahead and dock.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
You'll be consigned to oblivion for your transgressions against House Orselio. Immortal Emperor, deliver your servants from peril. Prayers will not help you. In the name of House Orselio, I command you to execute the infidels. Not a step further. Master, we have some strange guests on the station. Wow, the whole keyboard turned right there. Step back or I will unleash all the horrors of the sea souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness. Abelard, if you would be so kind. Before you stands his lordship, the rogue traitor Remortis von Valancius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Coronis expanse, and bearer of the sacred warrant of trade. Allow me to point out that noblite custom requires the Lord Navigator to introduce himself first, but given the unusual circumstances on the station, his lordship the rogue traitor is willing to turn a blind eye to your hostility, but just this once. In that case, I shall turn a blind eye into your unceremonious invasion, but just this once. There's a dangerous glint in the man's dark, shrouded eyes. Very well, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felix Christoph August, keeper of this place. So you did not arrive to offer support to the traders. This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Uruk 5 is the holy sanctum for House Orcelio, and the path to it's only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say this, but you're not on the guest list. I'm on the search for a navigator. She's coming with me. What agreement are you talking about? Where'd all these corpses come from? Enough questions. What kind of help are you talking about? How am I supposed to power the elevator? How do I make the control rod? I guess that makes sense. Alright, your mistress will live. Oh man, my eyes are hurting. What time is it? Oh shit. I am hungry as well. So I think I might actually just wrap it up here, folks. Sorry, it's a little bit of a short stream. We'll probably continue either tomorrow or we'll continue on Friday. Or at least sometime this weekend, for sure. Alright. Again, sorry for it being a short stream and all that, but thanks for hanging out nonetheless. And yeah, until the next time we see you guys, farewell for now. And yeah, I'll post in my YouTube community post when I'm going to stream again.